Hi, folks. This is Wemette coming to you with a bedtime story. And I thought this time I'd talk about the rules we had, or I was told at the very beginning when I got with the outfit. Naturally, in the very beginning, as I wrote my book, I was out at Valley View Yak with Kurt Hansen. And Kurt Hansen was a rugged individual, hitman, did a lot of things. I watched him beat a guy to death out there. But at any rate, there were drugs out there. There were other things going on out there. But when I got in by American Bonding, I met Phil Alderisio and a lot of other people, Tony Spilotro, many different people, Joey Lombardo, several others, that Joey was the main one. He set down the rules. And the rules were, you don't cheat. You never try and cheat anybody, or you wind up in a bad way, which I thought meant death. And the other one is no drugs. Absolutely no drugs. So my idea was that I would follow the rules. I didn't want to get hurt. All I want to do is make money. So after I opened up the store, Chicago's Old Town Video, a couple of years went by, and I had an employee that was selling drugs over the counter of the store. I learned about this from the Foot Patrol, Chicago PD, that used to walk around. And he said, "Hey, Red," he said, "this guy, he's throwing over the counter for you." Well, I didn't know what throwing over the counter meant. So I went and asked around, and I found out. And I was never really involved in drugs. So I fired him, and he kept coming back asking for his money, for his paycheck. And when I found out how much he was making selling drugs, there was no way I was going to pay him. So I just avoided him. Eventually, I called a friend of mine, Jay Woolley, who was with DEA, and they made a raid on his apartment, and they found enough money and drugs where they were going to put him away in prison. And that would have been his eventuality anyway. But they flipped him as an informant. And I didn't know this at the time. I had no idea. I didn't know what was going on. I was too busy with my own things that were going on in my own world. So he goes up to a place close to the Wisconsin border in Illinois. I think it was just west of Zion, Illinois, somewhere around Cuba, Illinois. But there was a Cuban guy up there that was, he was dealing large quantities of drugs. And he used to sell cocaine. And so I don't know how it got into the city or how it even got up there because I didn't pay attention. But what happened was he worked him in. He was buying like a quarter pound, and he went up to a pound and whatever, and he was dealing that way. And then eventually they worked an agent in, and the guy was buying like 2, 3, 4, or 5 kilos every time he went up there. And they made the arrest. And after they made the arrest, I don't know what happened with Dan Peak. I just really don't know. I was gone. I was out of the city. I really didn't care. But the rule of thumb was you don't use drugs. Later on, while Joey Lombardo was in prison, there were several people that I did know that used drugs. One was Jimmy Cozzo. He was snorting coke. Another one was, I believe, Mike Switek and Bamboulas were arrested in either 85 or 86 for selling drugs, and they were right in the Grand Onondaga neighborhood. But Joey was away in prison, and that's probably why Joey had an affinity for no drugs, period. He just didn't want them. But there were people that did use them. They had a boat down by the USS Blackhawk. It was moored right next to the USS Blackhawk, and They used to party out on that boat, and I don't know, do all kinds of things out there. Everybody got laid out there. But anyway, uh, that's my story, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, or if you did, hit the subscribe button, subscribe and like, and get future notifications. This is my new way of being, my new bedtime stories. Okay. Thank you so much, and God bless you.